Could you just initial here? Yeah, you're the 4th out of 4 commentators I've had on the show, and I get a free soda in catering. Thank you. Welcome to Hey EW. I am RJ City, and my guest is Excalibur. Hey.
Hey.
Good. You have a mask.
Yes.
You have a beard.
I do.
Why do you hate your face?
You know, when I started my career, my pro wrestling journey, I thought I would be wearing the mask for 20 minutes at a time, at most. Now it's turned into hours on end.
So at one time you thought you were handsome? Because like they always say like the beard is nature's mask, but I feel like you went a step further. I feel like you hate your face, so you grew a beard, and then you hated the beard, so you got the mask to hide the beard to hide your face.
I hate my face, but I love anonymity more.
You should work in like, you know, commentating, speaking, that kind of area would be a lot better for you. Diction, do you do a vocal warm-up? Hammerlock, wrist lock, headlock, leg lock. Maybe give that one a shot. Or may I purport this to you, that you're actually so handsome that showing your actual face would be a distraction on television.
That's why we don't get a lot of on-cams as announcers.
Right. It's like a reverse Elephant Man if everyone wanted to sleep with the Elephant Man. You know, you ever watch The Elephant Man and think about that?
Yeah, that was John Hurt.
Yeah. What if everyone wanted to sleep with him?
I mean, everybody did want to sleep with John Hurt.
Yeah, ultimately, in that regard. You are from Michigan.
Yes.
Is that like Tim Taylor, Home Improvement, Suburban Michigan? Or Tim Taylor ratting out the drug dealers to reduce his sentence, Michigan?
Well, my father did teach in Detroit Public Schools for 30 years.
Yes.
And we did not have to relocate due to witness protection.
Right.
So I would say somewhere in between Home Improvement and, you know, drug offender.
Is there a bigger double meaning than Tim Allen being the narrator for the Pure Michigan commercials?
Perhaps being Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, maybe that too. He's certainly.
No.
Gee, let me know when you catch up.
Sorry.
You used to write for a video game website in the 90s.
I did, yeah.
So being an indie wrestler and commentator is actually more mainstream than what you were doing before.
Not only that, not only was it a video game website, it was a wrestling video game website. So
wow.
Layers upon layers.
So you're like, here's my hot takes on Backstage Assault, that kind of thing?
No, on even worse, it was on like Fire Pro Wrestling D.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You were just as niche as possible.
And you know what? It comes out on my commentary.
And then you moved to Los Angeles.
Yes.
Tinseltown became your turnbuckle town to find your wrestling dreams. And they said, oh my God, why don't you put on a mask? Is that it? Hollywood was too beautiful for you?
No, I came to Los Angeles with the mask already.
Oh, so you were ugly by Michigan standards.
I was a Michigan 4
right.
and LA -3.
Oof, yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. The name Excalibur, of course, is in reference to the sword Excalibur. So was that the gimmick, that you were a sword the way Tugboat was supposed to be a boat?
No, actually, it came from, and again, the esoterica.
Yeah.
It came from Sonic CD, which is the Sonic the Hedgehog game on Sega CD. And in the theme song, the announcer, I was a big fan of Japanese wrestling. The man,
get out of here.
Yeah, I know. The man that sang the song, for whatever reason, said, Excalibur, not that far. But he said it in kind of the Japanese accent. And I said to myself, wow, if I ever wrestle in Japan one day, wouldn't it be cool to hear the announcer say that name and that voice? So basically, the public address announcement drove the entire character.
Oh my God.
I know, it's really disappointing.
When it's too niche for me, I think you're in trouble. So you're not familiar with the sword lore at all? You didn't try to poke people, or you didn't want to slay a super dragon or something that was not of interest to you?
Sometimes, but...
Because there's two stories about Excalibur.
Yes.
That a teenage King Arthur pulled it from an anvil and a sword to say he was the one true king.
Right.
Or some people say he was given the sword by the Lady in the Lake, who wanted him to kill someone later. Yeah. Which theory do you subscribe to?
Total Lady of the Lake. Big fan of sticking your hands through your legs.
Oh, yeah, a little Johnny Saint-ish thing there. Yeah. Good for you. Speaking of people trying to pull you, what's going on with you and Regal?
It's creating a lot of strife in my personal life. My wife is not a fan. And she actually said to me, why don't you speak to me the way Regal speaks to you? And a fan was gracious enough to create a kind of meme generator thing that I literally have saved in my phone. So when she picks me up at the airport, I say voluptuous buttercup.
Right.
And
well,
it seems to have smoothed things
Let me
over.
just say this, because I know your type, the love him and leave him kind of thing. And I don't know what you're doing to string him along, but he has feelings. I know he presents himself as a man's man, but he's an egg ultimately. You know, we all have feelings. He's a heart on his sleeve kind of guy. And he can get hurt. So be good to him, because we care about him, okay?
I care about him. I do. But I feel if he cared as much about me as I care about him, he would be straightforward.
Yeah, that's called gaslighting. You know an incredible amount of statistics and trivia and, quite frankly, useless information, as do I.
Yeah.
And I've realized that your brain only has so much room, so you've had to have forsaken some more useful information. Like, I know about the film career of Joe Piscopo, but I can't ride a bike. So what has your brain forgotten to make room for the other stuff?
My wife's phone number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I got in trouble, if I lost my phone, I would just live in Canada permanently.
Fair enough. Yeah. We have people here who are happy to take you in.
A Michigan 3, Michigan 4.
What?
Would that be a Toronto?
Listen, where you drop your keys is your business. You're a big proponent of giving back to the younger generation. Sure. And I think you've done that more than anyone else because you lost a match to a baby. Not even just an Adam Cole baby, a 5-month-old baby.
Yes.
You put him over clean as a sheet. Do you keep in touch with the baby? Did the baby say thanks? I find them disrespectful, quite frankly.
Did not shake my hand, did not say thank you. Was completely disrespectful. Now, this baby,
yeah,
a teenager.
And I did the research, not even in the business.
Not even in the business. Also, bigger than me. Could beat me 7 days in a row.
May I say?
Yeah.
What an ignorant, selfish baby.
Teenager.
Well, I mean, he was a baby, and then they grow into teenagers. Yeah. But that's the core. That's the poor parenting.
It's the poor parenting.
Yeah. You always know the name of a move. You see a big twisting, turning thing, and you're like, oh, that's Babe Losenthal. That's half the time made up, correct? What's with these stupid names? You just say them because who's going to check?
Language is made up.
Well, yes, but I mean, you're making it up on the fly. Because what the hell is a Hurricane Rana? I've never heard of that in my life.
Well, Hurricane Ramirez.
Excuse me?
Hurricane Ramirez, the guy in Mexico.
Just making stuff. You just throw a big word salad here. AEW has a revolving commentary booth. A lot of different combos and guest commentators. Who, from the AEW team, in your opinion, should never be at the commentary table? I'm trying my best. Okay?
Wait, you mean of people that have presently?
Anyone.
Oh, anyone. Abaddon.
Uh-huh. But maybe
not
be
a word
little
of English.
ASMR, though. That kind of thing. People tune in for that.
True.
Do you think wrestling should be more acoustic? Do you think you should just rip all the plugs out and say, shh, everyone, please?
You know, this is a sincere story.
Please. It's about time.
There was a fan in Los Angeles, Des, who is, he's blind, legally blind, and he would come to a show with his friend Rudy, and his friend Rudy would actually commentate in the crowd to him what was actually happening in the ring, and later got to meet them, and Des told me that my commentary on the DVDs was very much like, you know, painting a picture for him, and that was very touching, and so yeah, you know, go screw yourself.
Okay. Thanks. And I guess he probably told you to keep the mask on, too, because he could know. You do these fast-talking show rundowns, promoting everything that comes up, and nobody knows how you do it. How do you do it? Because you've been stumbling and stammering all over your words here. What's the deal?
It's the pressure of the situation.
Yeah.
It's something that it just comes out of me. Not something I knew I possessed before I had to do it.
Right.
And hopefully never have to do it ever again, but today is a Wednesday, and so...
So here's the deal. This airs on Sunday, but thanks for being a professional. I run an e-Fed.
Okay.
It's very successful.
Yeah.
And do you think you would be willing to do one for me? Can you just read what I have written down? And your style, I would help. I mean, since I'm promoting your career, the exposure here, I think would only be fair.
I think so.
Okay, if you could just, starting here, in all caps.
Oh, all
to
caps.
the bottom there. You
so
ready?
you made it really tough, so it just all runs
made it
together
big for, yep.
visually.
Yeah. Well, because you're a professional, I thought you would feel the pressure. Go ahead. This is for the E-Fed.
And coming up this Friday night, AEW Rampage, 10/9 Central on Tony award-winning qualifying match. It's Tony Shalhoub versus Tony Bennett, and then announced to Tony Khan, Tony Schiavone will be. Then it's No, interviewing the Toni Storm to get her thoughts on Tony Basil. And then it's the Dark Order versus Light Order. John Silver takes on Judith Light, and Eddie Kingston will take on Gladys Knight with the Pips band from ringside. And then 1 week from tonight, AEW Dynamite Jimmy J.J. Walker will have a special announcement. And then Home Improvement ladder match. Tim Allen takes on Richard Karn in a main event. It's a 10-man tag team match with Ethan Page, Adam Page, Jimmy Page, Paige Van Zandt, and the Page Master versus Keith Lee, Lee Moriarty, Lee Majors, Lee Harvey Oswald, and Tito Santana. All this and more. This has been a symposium to Jonathan Coachman.
No, those are my lines. You're overstepping the bounds. You were great.
He was all caps.
And Tito Santana, stop.
No.
You know it's never going to get better than Tito Santana. Now I got to do my lines. They've already heard them. Well,
paragraph spacing.
This has been a symposium, as you've already heard. And I don't know who you are under that mask. But you know what? I don't care. Because I know who you are inside your heart.
Thank you.
You're Jonathan Coachman, right?
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
I thought this was all improv. All the greats do it.
And he's the one with the gig.